Hello singers, welcome to another voice blog. Today I want to talk about micro and macro within the context of singing. So by macro I am referring to things like range extension, release, transitioning from chest to head, the bigger, broader picture within a voice. By macro I'm referring to things like phrasing, vibrato, song application, the detail and polish really that goes into turning a decent vocal into a great vocal. So what are the consequences on focusing on one more than the other? So singers that tend to focus a lot on macro and not so much on micro, they tend to have a lot of release, they tend to have a lot of range extension, but what can often happen is they struggle to communicate with an audience. They struggle to really put a good solid vocal together. They tend to build the song around the vocal rather than building the vocal around the song. And so they can often hit hurdles that the micro-orientated singer won't hit. Micro-orientated singers, they tend to be very good at communicating with an audience. They tend to be good at putting a good, strong vocal together that's consistent, and they tend to be more aware of what it takes to really put something together that's going to work in front of an audience. They tend to be weaker at they just tend to be less flexible as singers. They tend to work within a narrow boundary, and so they have less options than the macro-orientated singer. So that's really the ups and downs of both. The master singer, really what we want is to master both. We want to master micro and master macro and bring them together to create a voice that has many options, has a lot of release, has a lot of dynamic options, but also has the ability to put something together that's consistent and solid, something that's going to communicate with an audience, and has the ability to build the vocal around the song rather than building the song around the vocal. They have the awareness of the details and subtlety that really go into a vocal that speaks to people. So what I really wanted to get across today is if you're the kind of person that tends to focus more on one or the other, then be aware that there are consequences and prices that you'll pay if you ignore one. If you work a lot on your macro and you don't work so much on your micro, you will probably find that you feel like your technique's good and you have a lot going well in your technique, but when you sit down in front of an audience, something's not working, something's not clicking. So you need to sit down and work on your micro. If you're a singer that has focused a lot on micro and you're doing well as a singer, but you feel like I don't have many options, I don't have a lot of variety in what I'm doing, I'm communicating well with an audience, but I want more options as a singer, I want more variety, then you need to sit down and work on your macro. And ultimately you want to master both, like I previously mentioned. So I hope this has helped today, guys. I have heard this issue talked about here and there, but only very briefly, so I think this is one of the few videos I do that has truly quite original content in, and I do hope that you have a good day. See you again. Take care. Bye bye.